Good morning and happy Thursday, my friends. Great to see you back here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. Hope your guys' morning is off to a fantastic start. And I know that mine is. I'm just going to assume so because as you see on your screen, you're going to go, CJ, it says 144. What are you doing? And I'm going to tell you, you're right to question that. I'm not in the office live today, but we have a literal brand new show. I knew that I had to miss today. This was pre-planned for anyone at home, and got to take care of some personal business. But I'll be back here live in the studio at 9 a.m. tomorrow. In the meantime, I wanted to make sure that we truly had a great product for you, a brand new show, and we have some great conversations that are coming your way in just a few short minutes. We still are going to tackle news here in the next couple and make sure we give you that Thursday news brief. That's why it's on your screen. But coming down the pipeline today in about 6 minutes time, but who's counting? We're going to be talking to the CEO and president of Great Rivers and Routes, Cory Jobe. Craft Beverage Festival coming down the pipeline in November. There's a lot of tickets that are available, but a lot of tickets that will be sold. There were so many folks at this last year. They outgrew their initial space. Now they're at the Grafton Winery, the Vineyards location. And we'll be getting all the details on how we can be a part of that and support area beverage makers and celebrate them that day while having a good time. Really excited for that one. Then, right after the conversation with Cory, I'm going to say, 9:35, but who's counting? We're going to be talking to Katie over at the City Museum. This is a new conversation and a new guest on the show. Haven't had a chance to talk to City Museum yet. Katie's great. She's going to be filling us in on some upcoming opportunities to get you and your family or your friends out to City Museum during the Halloween nights and their great events, plus just these great new exhibits and spaces that are available at City Museum during this month of October. So that comes down the pipeline too. And right around the 10 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking to Teresa Reiniger. She's joined us before. It's all about living life after grief. And what she does is really important work. And coming up in November, she'll be filling us in on a grief retreat. So anyone that's experiencing grief, it could be grief of a loss of a loved one, loss of a child, or it could be grief in general. Maybe you're struggling and you don't know where to turn to and the holidays aren't looking the best. Teresa created this really great opportunity to come together with individuals that are going through similar circumstances as yourself, if you do qualify or fit into that realm, and just some great growth, some great experiences await you. She'll fill us in on that. Then we're going to be talking to Sydney Sinks today for Blog Talk and having a good old time. That all comes down the pipeline in the next 2 hours or so. But in the meantime, let's dive into news. And before I do that, this news brief won't be as long, just a pretty quick one for you, just in case anything changed from the time of this taping to this morning. But Brian Trust will be on the air at 2 p.m. today with You're Beautiful and the Conspiracy and Mystery Show at 8 p.m. A really great addition to RiverBender.com. We'll take you to top of the hour news now. Here's what you need to know. Sydney Sinks reporting out of Edwardsville that Edwardsville High School will be limiting guests welcome at their home, will limit the guest welcome at their homecoming dance. Here's what we know. This is new this year. Here are the new rules. Only current high school students will be allowed to attend this year's homecoming dance scheduled for October the 18th. This change aims to promote safety and align Edwardsville High School with many local schools that have the same policy. After last year's homecoming dance, Principal Alex Fox and administrators raised concerns about the policy surrounding the dance. Guests up to the age of 20 were allowed to attend if invited by any EHS student, meaning guests in attendance could range from ages 13 to 20 years of age. Administrators decided to seek parent feedback. In spring 2025, Fox sent a survey to parents of students in grades 9 through 11. The survey revealed that 82% of the parents supported a policy change that would limit guests to only those enrolled in high school. With those survey results in mind, this year's homecoming dance will welcome current high school students only. This change was communicated to the Edwardsville High School families. Additionally, many schools limit their guests to current high school students. Their new policy at EHS will align with other area schools. However, just a quick note, Fox, the principal, and other district administrators did note that larger Edwardsville community is still welcome to enjoy Homecoming Week. The parade's still scheduled for 6 p.m. on Wednesday, October the 15th, with that route beginning at Eden Church and traveling down Main Street to St. Louis Street to downtown Edwardsville and ending at the newly renovated Lincoln Middle School. The homecoming football game kicks off at 7 p.m. on Friday against Alton High School, and the homecoming court members will be recognized, and the Queen and King title will be crowned at halftime. Also in the news today, Land of Lincoln Honor Flight will be ending their 2025 flying season with mission number 76 on October the 21st. Mission 76 will serve 93 Vietnam-era veterans from 62 Illinois hometowns, and there's a list of all the towns that they're serving. Their October 21st veterans represent all branches of the military. These veterans and their guardians will report October the 21st to the Abraham Lincoln Capitol Airport at 4 a.m. to travel to Washington, D.C. on a chartered Sun Country 737 aircraft to visit the World War II, Korean, and Vietnam War memorials, as well as Arlington National Cemetery, Tomb of the Unknowns, the Lincoln Memorial, the National Air and Space Museum, the U.S. Army Corps Memorial, and the U.S. Air Force Memorial. The Day of Honor is provided at absolutely no cost to their veterans and is completely funded by donations from the public. Plans are in progress for 3 flights in 2026, one in May, one in September, and one in October. We will keep you updated when more details do come out on those flights. Before we end our newscast today, one brief thing when it comes to events, and that's for our folks up in St. Jacob or in that Ed Glenn Metro East Star coverage area, or for anybody down in Alton and Edwardsville. St. Jacob, they're having a really great Halloween event. The Caldwell Banker Brown Realtors and Partners for Pets collaborating on this annual event. The family-friendly event features adoptable pets available for a $25 adoption fee, as well as wild animals from local partners and exhibits. That'll be fun. Live music, a balloon artist, raffles, and more will be provided too. Community members have a chance to help too by coming out October the 11th and visiting Partners for Pets. You can see more information about the Halloween event at the official Facebook event page, or you can see it at RiverBender.com/news. Again, that is October the 11th, Saturday, 12 to 3 p.m., with adoptions costing $25. And this is, again, Caldwell Banker Brown Realtors Halloween event in partnership with Partners for Pets. We'll take a quick break. That is your news brief, and we'll come back and start this show off right after this in the heart of the 618.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
It is crazy to think that we are already talking about November events. This month is flying on by, and as we're getting ready for all that haunted fun that's taking place throughout the Great Rivers and Routes region, and November the 8th, Saturday, November the 8th, it's going to be a great time. The Craft Beverage Festival, Great Rivers and Routes, proud to have this one, and Cory Jobe joins us now via the phone, President and CEO of the great company and organization. Cory, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back. Yeah, where is the year going?
Well, that's what I keep getting at here. I mean, Cory, you've been on the show quite a few times in the last couple of months in the last year. And then, I pick my head up and here you are on regional news up north and you're back and forth promoting the area. Your whole team's doing some phenomenal work. And it seems like every town and every county that's a part of this Great Rivers and Routes region is really moving fast.
Well, it's a wonderful region, and with Route 66 turning 100 years old next year, that helps our northern counties and a lot of Madison County too. And then we have our communities and counties along the Great River Road, and it's a wonderful area to promote every season. But fall seems to be the number one reason why people come to the Great Rivers and Routes region.
I do promise the folks that are watching this going, where is the fall? It is coming. The leaves will change.
They will change, and typically our fall foliage changes much later than other parts of the state. So we get the benefit of a later fall. I'm a little nervous to see what the fall colors will look like with the lack of rain and the heat we've had this summer, but hopefully we'll have some pretty colors and a wonderful drive up and down the Great River Road.
Well, and now we can take that drive on November the 8th and take me to this. So where are we going to be at the Craft Beverage Festival? Yes,
so this is our second Craft Beverage Festival. This year it's going to be at the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards out there by Eckert's Orchard, and it's going to be from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., and tickets are still available, and we're really excited to highlight our craft beverage producers in our six-county region, and we have some new things we're doing this year, and we have some wonderful restaurants that are going to be providing food samples from 12 to 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 8th.
Well, and before we talk about food, because I got to have that, these beverage participants, Cory, it's just incredible to think that these are all within our region. And I mean, you can go down the list from Schlafly, like we all know, to a Grafton Winery and Old Bakery, but Moondrops and Wellness, who does phenomenal work, Old Herald, and then Bluestem Vodka, who I have talked to a couple of times. I mean, it's just an incredible thing, and you can go down the whole list. It's just a lot of really hardworking people that love their craft.
They're great entrepreneurs. They love what they do. We've got some returning businesses this year. We have some new businesses. Now, not everybody that that produces a craft beverage can make it this year, but we have a great lineup we've got, I think we have 10 different craft beverage producers, from vodka, wine, to spirits, to beer, to non-alcoholic drinks and spirits. So we're really excited to see this lineup. And then along with our food, we've got some new food vendors this year. We have Blackbird Bakery back this year from Staunton, Illinois, Bella Milano, Grafton Winery, the Mother Road Fudge Shop and Candy Shop at the Pink Elephant Antique Mall. We have Bluff City Grill, Birdie's Food Truck, which is at Flock, and Eckert's Country Store and Farm. So those restaurants and businesses will be providing food samples for everyone that attends, and then our craft beverage participants will be sampling their various products, from numerous spirits to beers, wines, and you name it.
Well, and I just love it. And really, the venue you all have for this is fantastic over there at the Vineyards. Just the spot alone just makes for a picturesque setting.
Well, last year we hosted our first one at Old Bakery Beer, and we oversold the event.
I'll bet.
So it was a great success, and so we hope to repeat that this year. A lot of people had a great time. We're going to have live music. Jen Farley from Persnickety here in downtown Alton is going to have a flower booth, so everyone that stops by can pick some flower stems and create their own bouquet. We're also going to have a photo booth and some other great games and enjoyment from 12 to 4.
Well, and whenever your team and you are curating this event and you're going through and you're putting this together, I'm sure whenever you look at your region, there's a lot of folks that are here to work with and that are great to showcase. But when you're going through this overall, how long of a process is this? Because there's a lot of spokes here on this wheel that if you aren't involved in event planning, you wouldn't really have any understanding of just that prep work that's needed.
Right. Well, at Great Rivers and Routes, we're primarily focused on destination marketing and management, right? We want to drive travel to and throughout our six-county region from 50-mile radius beyond. So we we study the market. We do a lot of research. We do a lot of advertising in St. Louis, Chicago, the Paducah, Kentucky, Evansville, Indiana market, and the Central Illinois market. But we also like to support our businesses that make our destination so unique, and that's our small business community. So right now we have our Java Palooza coffee promo going on right now. We have 18 coffee shops and businesses in our 6-county region participating in that. And another way we want to showcase is our craft beverage producers. And so we don't do a lot of events, but when we do, we started planning this right after last year's event.
Oh, wow.
And then we've just been adding some new things to bring even more excitement to it. And something else that we're doing this year, we actually are working with Earth Candy, and we're hosting the Confluence Cocktail and Mocktail Contest. And that's going on right now at participating restaurants. Voting started on October 1. It ends on the 21st. And the top 3 finalists will be tasting their craft cocktail at our Craft Beverage Fest on Saturday, November 8th. So we have Old Bakery Beer, Peel Wood-Fired Pizza. We have 1818 Chop House, Bella Milano, and the Speakeasy in Granite City. All 6 of those businesses are participating in this year. This is our first time doing this event. The owners of Earth Candy approached us, and we said, let's do it. So we've got 6 businesses. They've got some really cool cocktails, and you can learn all about those cocktails and where you can visit them and how you can vote through October 21st at our website.
Well, and that website's riversandroutes.com, and Cory, we have that up here right now on the screen. I mean, and that's just what I think is so cool. Just the participation and really the active participation from the folks that are a part of all of your events, but specifically with this. I mean, like Old Bakery has a fun one, Sun Shower Rum Fizz, and like Peel Woodfire with Island Spice and Spice Merchant from 1818, and like Bella Milano. Cory, the problem is I have no creativity and I'm getting jealous. Autumn Exposition Recipe and Ladle by Ladle at the Speakeasy in Granite. But again, covering so many portions of your territory, which is a great thing as always.
Well, and that's why we want to host these certain events that really help promote our small business community. As I've said it, I said it earlier, I'll say it again. If it wasn't for our small business community, we wouldn't have a tourism product to share with visitors from all over the world. And they're hardworking individuals, talented people, and this is just one way we want to help celebrate the craft beverage industry.
And now, going forward and looking ahead, do you see this event growing and just adding to over the years? Do you see this becoming a mainstay for you all?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we used to have a craft beer festival years ago, and we wanted to bring in the other beverage producers from spirits and wine. And so, yes, I do see this continuing to grow year in and year out. You know, we have 350 tickets available this year. It is a ticketed event. Tickets can be purchased over at our website at riversandroutes.com for $30 in advance. 35 day of at the door, and then we also have a designated driver ticket for $15. So again, it's a great deal. It's going to be a great venue, a great setting, you know, and it's a great way just to hang out with friends and family and enjoy the afternoon.
Well, and a good point, too, with having that designated driver ticket as well to make sure everyone stays safe. And, you know, even for the folks that maybe want to go and be a part of it but aren't the biggest, beverage drinkers out there, I think it's a great notion, too, Cory. And going into this, I think you guys are going to hit your number. I really do. I think that there's no doubt that you'll get close.
Well, that's our goal, right? We want to, last year we sold over 250 tickets. And so the venue can hold up to 350. So we really want people to purchase tickets. And we've had a good run so far of pre-ticket sales. And so if you're listening to us and thinking about it, hop over to our website and purchase a ticket, because I'm not certain if we'll have day of tickets. If we hit 350, we'll have to close. So if you're thinking about it, not sure what you're doing on Saturday, November 8th, lock in some plans and spend the afternoon with us.
You're 100% right. I mean, folks, you are a month out, give or take, and it's going to be one that you don't want to miss. And once again, too, if you're at riversandroutes.com, you're getting your tickets. Make sure you go and you vote. Open October 1st to the 21st for that Confluence Craft competition. And Cory, before we wrap up with an overview and tickets, really want to get back into any other things that are going on within the region. You guys had a really successful year. I know that numbers looked really great for the counties in which you serve. Is there anything coming down the pipeline that you can fill us in on that we can keep an eye out for?
Well, another activity that we have going on, our Fall Foliage and History Tour. There are still tickets available for some Thursdays and Fridays. The Fall Foliage and History Tour, those start on Thursday, October 14th, and those run, I said that wrong, Thursday, October 16th. They run every Thursday and Friday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., and those run through Thursday and Friday, November 6th and 7th. And that's turned out to be a very popular fall activity. We have a wonderful docent that takes you on a walking tour of Elsa. You start in Grafton, you go up to Pere Marquette State Park, you take in the fall foliage, you go for a walking tour in the historic town of Elsa, and then you get a private tour of Principia College. A lot of times people can't get on the campus. Tickets are $32.50 a piece. We still have a few Thursday, Friday dates open, not many, but that's something else that's happening. And then we're already making plans for winter. You know, we welcome our wintering birds and the bald eagle, and we're going to be expanding our Alton Eagle Ice Festival this January. It's going to be a 2-day event.
Oh, wow.
For the first time ever, we're going to open it up. It'll start on Friday night, January 2nd, and it'll run January 2nd and all day on January 3rd, Saturday, January 3rd. We're going to have live music, live ice carving competition, whiskey tastings, etc., food trucks on that Friday, January 2nd. So again, we're just trying to look at different ways we can help support and keep businesses moving during some busy times.
100%. And you know what I think is so interesting too is just the diversity of businesses in which you all have in that coverage area, and just getting everybody on the same page seems like it's a very easy thing to do because of just the fact of that community aspect that you all drive. And with the Eagle Ice Festival and other partners you have, from government agencies to local mom and pop business to corporations, it really seems like that formula is paid off very well for not only you guys, because that's great for you, but it also is great for all the counties you guys serve.
Well, it does, right? We focus on eagles because that's sometimes that's a shoulder season. You know, we're primarily known for a summer fall destination, and that's when our biggest months are. But when we do the Eagle Shuttle tours or the Eagle Ice Festival, and then our partners at the Audubon Center and at the National Great Rivers Museum and other places do events, that drives day trips. We also have some overnights. But as you said, you know, all of us equally working together. I mean, when we released our 2024 economic impact numbers, there was $1.4 billion, that's with a B, $1 billion spent by visitors in our 6-county region. 68% of that was spent in Madison County alone. That resulted in nearly $52 million in local taxes generated.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
And so without destination marketing organizations like ours driving visitor spending, without our business community offering unique products and things to get visitors through their doors, what would local governments do without the $52 million in local taxes that are generated? And so this is a big industry. I still find it interesting when people say, we're not a tourism destination. I'm here to tell you, with $1.4 billion being spent in 2024, and we're seeing some interesting numbers in 2025. Our hotel revenues are up about 2% year over year. Hotel occupancy rates are up about 1.7%. So when you're hearing all these doom and gloom things about the economy and things like that, people still want to travel. And we're an economical place. You know, we're a road trip destination. You can put the family in the car, get away with the girlfriends or couples weekend, and you know, come to the region. and we're price competitive. We have a lot of great, unique local experiences that you don't have to drive too far to get. And so I think that's what's been impressive about our numbers, and I think that's why people continue to discover us. We're not over tourist by any means, but we have a long way to go on that. And so we're excited about the numbers from last year, and we're seeing some optimistic numbers as we close out 2025.
One final question before we get back to that overview. Where do you see this this tourism industry? Where do you see you guys' growth from here going forward? I know that you guys have a comprehensive plan, and there's so many facets here. Do you see your guys' focus being more on sports tourism? Is it more on community-wide outreach and events? Where do you see the most impact? Where do you see the collaboration coming in? Just because you have your finger on the pulse, and you guys definitely would know.
Well, a couple of things. We've got to have more product. One area that's been very fascinating to see grow is outdoor recreation, nature-based tourism. Spending's up over 20% in the last 2 years. Yes, so we need more product to get people out on the river or out in our state parks and enjoying the outdoors. We need more bird watchers at the Audubon Center in different places. In terms of product, we need better hotel product. We need a downtown hotel in Alton.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things. You mentioned youth and amateur sports. That's huge. And what's been happening over in Edwardsville with Plummer Park, and now the expansion and the Park North development. We just commissioned a study with our destination data partner Zartico, and whenever there's a major sporting event at Plummer Park or at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the spending and the visitors that are driving to various parts of our region, we see that. We're able to track mobile devices, credit card spending, and so just because one event's happening in another town doesn't mean visitor spending is not happening in another place in our region. And so that's why I've always said not one town, not one county can do it alone. I think this regional approach of driving travel to Southwest Illinois and throughout our 6-county region is key. And so, again, we've got unique experiences. We need to beef up our product a bit, and we need to be competitive in the youth and amateur sports landscape. And there's some opportunities that lie ahead in the next 18 to 24 months that can continue to grow that for us.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing that. I was just curious myself, Cory. And let's get back into November the 8th and just all the fun that's going to be had. Fill me in November the 8th, 12 to 4, right there at the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards. That's correct. 12 to 4. Please, if you're thinking about, purchasing a ticket, head over to our website at riversandroutes.com. Tickets are on sale in advance for $30. $15 for designated driver tickets, and then if we have tickets left, day of $35. 6 different restaurant businesses will be providing food samples. We've got 10 plus different craft beverage participants. We're really excited about it. Great live music. Jen Farley with Persnickety with her flower truck. It's going to just be a great day, and you can't beat the Grafton Winery at the Vineyards. It's a wonderful setting, and make plans to join us. Well, and then make plans for the next year and the following year, because this isn't going away anytime soon. And Cory,
no, it's not.
I really appreciate your time, and I know that you're gonna surpass that number from last year, and I think you're gonna be full. We'll link everything though. How do you get tickets? All of that great information, those direct links, and an article on RiverBender.com. Cory, thanks so much for your time. All right, CJ. Have a great afternoon. Take care. You too. We'll take a quick break. All right. Daily Show continues right after this.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Good, my guy. Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis & Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis & Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis & Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer. Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Our Daily Show on this Thursday morning. You know, the City Museum is a staple of the region, a staple of the Midwest, and it's just great to have this a part of our Halloween lineup as we talk about great things for you and your families to do this Halloween season. Katie, Enrique, thank you so much for joining us now.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, fill me in on all the excitement that's coming our way with the City Museum.
Yeah, you know, we have been running this Fright at the Museum event now for 4 years. So we're excited to be in the full Halloween event season with all of our really great attractions here in the St. Louis metro area. And our event runs from October 1st through October 26th, and it's largely on the weekends, but it focuses more on that kind of oddities and curiosity side of Halloween versus kind of like the jump scare, gore, and screaming and running and chainsaws. So we're a little bit more of that younger family demo.
Well, and see, that to me is perfect because I'm going to be honest with you, Kate. If someone starts running at me with the chain, I get like flashbacks to when I was 7 and that happened to me at a haunted maze, and like I'm over it. So on this side of things, you're right, great for families, and also, I mean, no better fit than you all to showcase that too.
Yeah, so our event, it really takes place anytime that the museum is open. So we've got big curtains on our windows so we can kind of darken out the space a little bit. And so if you have evening time plans at a different sort of Halloween festival that's outside or, whatnot, and you need nighttime hours, ours is meant to really function pretty well from day all the way into the evening. So you can visit City Museum at 10 o'clock in the morning, you can visit it 6 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and it's all going to be decked out with the Halloween decor here for Fright at the Museum.
Well, and I'm sure whenever we're working with the City Museum, it's a little bit more complicated and intricate than working with our own homes when it comes to laying all this out. Take me through the team that's responsible for putting something like this together.
Yeah, it's our on-site crew here. So they do a really great job of, as you said, kind of taking this old shoe warehouse that's now housing City Museum and now trying to create into a Halloween experience. And we have basically transformed each level to have different decor. And our 3rd floor is probably the most decorated and has the most activity. We have live shows in there featuring, a fire performer, and then also somebody that does like sideshow acts. So again, the entertainment is intended to be a little bit curious, a little bit odd, and then you can go and do a live seance here. You can go up onto the fourth floor and have a not so spooky storytelling witch experience, sort of for those younger guests. But the entire museum is intended to be very immersive in the full Halloween experience.
This is incredible. And I mean, I'm just taking a look, and you all can follow along at citymuseum.org. But I mean, there's a gauntlet of different activities and just different experiences all within that. And you're right, that third floor, man, it seems to be just jumping right now. And, you know, take me through, if we can talk a little bit about one that I stumbled upon, I wanted to learn more, was the Organist Awakening. Can we talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so City Museum has a great relationship with the St. Louis Theater Organ Society, and they help maintain that incredible organ that sits in the caves. And that's got like those pipes that go all the way up, you know, multiple stories here. And so they help us find really amazing organ players. And there's a gentleman named Terry Nord that comes and plays on the weekend on the organ, and he's playing more theatrical type music and Halloween type music. And sometimes he'll come in different costumes and things like that. So he just kind of creates this really cool environment in the caves with that organ.
I love it. And another thing that I think is great is just the collaboration that City Museum always is looking to do with other organizations, like the one you guys do with Harmony Circus, the Happy Haunted Circus. Take me through this. So Circus Harmony's crews are going to be a part of this exhibit, correct?
Yeah, the Circus Harmony folks have been in City Museum really almost as long as City Museum
have they
has
really
been open. Yeah,
wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool long time partnership that we have with them. And so they kind of go with us at times, and they do different theatrical acts with us as well. So, you know, we're putting on a Halloween event. We're like, hey, you guys want to, you know, maybe make your show a little bit more spooky? And they're like, yep, we're on it. So they put on, you know, different skeleton costumes and, you know, kind of deck out their show as well. It's really cool.
That's incredible. And now take me through the first floor to this Coven and Cauldron that I keep looking at.
Yeah, we also want to make sure that we have some spaces here for our older crowds. So if you're 21 and up, you know, City Museum has different bars in here. One of them is down on the first floor in the cabin, which we sort of deck out more to be kind of like a witch's brew type location. And then we have Beatnik Bob's on the third floor, which doesn't get a huge transformation. It's got a little bit of a mad scientist thing going on in there. And then in our auditorium space, we have the Vampire Bar, and that is completely decked out with different lights hanging overhead. It's got caskets for tables, lots of different decor, and lots of themed cocktails in there as well.
I think it's really cool, and it showcases your team's creativity, you know, all throughout the event, whether it's the inspired drinks or it's, you know, just the different nuances and the different updates to these rooms and just the layout too. How long of a process does it take to develop and curate, number one, the menu, and then also just to curate what this theme, you know, looks like, what these rooms entail?
Yeah, it has taken us years. You know, we started working on this event back in 2022. And then we kind of make different iterations to it each year. And there's different brainstorming events. We go to the Halloween show that's down at the convention center every year. You know, we learn something from each year. So we'll already be smoothing out different things that we want to do for next year. So it really just takes sort of some time and some different ideas and different places of inspiration. But we're very lucky to have a very creative crew here, and also very good at working with interesting materials. So it's not like everything here is purchased sort of like off a Home Depot shelf.
Right.
We've got lots of things that are built and created specifically for City Museum as well.
Well, and I think it's just such an important asset, really, and everything that you guys do, and really showcases and brings out the child in us all whenever we all go in there, and also inspires us as children as we bring them in. You know, what do you hope families get out of this Halloween season? You know, whether or not they're going with their little one, or they're saying, you know what, let's bring the group of friends out and let's go to the Vampire Bar.
Yeah, you know, we have, you know, our residents that live locally, they tend to visit us more when they have friends in town, right? Everybody's like, hey, what should we do when we come visit St. Louis? And they're like, well, you got to go to City Museum. But we want to try to give reasons for our residents to come and visit us outside of those just visitor times or just the summertime peaks, which is why we are creating this completely different environmental experiences with Halloween. And then we'll do it again with holidays. So we'll take all the Halloween decorations down and put all the holiday decorations up. And do different live entertainment there as well. With a different Santa, he's more of a working Santa versus a sitting Santa. And we just, our goal here is just to kind of keep things fun and fresh and relevant and make sure that, people want to visit us even outside those guests visiting in town.
Well, and now with that being said, can we talk about the member pass and just other opportunities that we can be a part of when it comes to admission and all those great things?
Yeah, we've offered now this member pass for a few years, it's $39.99 right now. We have a spooky pass sale going on through October 19th. And that gets you a free upgrade to gold, which means you get rooftop access. And the rooftop is now open largely from March all the way through December as we've worked on.
Wow.
Making it more visitable during cold temperatures by adding heating elements, and then we'll add decor up there as well. So it's also a really cool themed environment. You also get a bring a friend free ticket, so you can bring your visitors with you.
Oh, cool.
So it's a really great way and a really affordable way for families to kind of get in and be able to visit, a really cool spot in St. Louis in a very affordable way.
Well, and I think that it's really great for our, folks on the Illinois side of the Riverbend region. I mean, I always laugh, Katie, because I'm like, the river is not a wall. We're not even 10 to 15 minutes away. What great opportunity to grab the kiddos and have a fun Halloween weekend. And you guys were also featured in Sauce, I saw, as one of the top things to do in the region when it comes to this Halloween season.
Yeah, I'm really proud that we've been able to kind of enter this space with a fairly new event and that people have reacted so positively to it that it has been now one of the places that's highly recommended to visit.
Well, I got to ask you this. When do you start to take the Halloween stuff down and put the Christmas stuff up? Because Dollar General's already got the Dolly Parton Christmas line.
I always call it, it goes from scary to merry. So it's like we start taking scary stuff down as merry stuff, starts going up right next to it. And there's kind of a weird blend of 2 weeks in November going on in there.
That's awesome. With that being said, too, is there a favorite exhibit that you have or an experience that you've seen so far that you're really excited for the public to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, our auditorium show really is so fun and cool. We've built a huge stage on the 3rd floor specifically for the show. So it's got a really cool sort of 1904 World's Fair backdrop to it. And then you've got this performer, Sally Marvel, that does these really cool things with fire, which, you're inside a building. So fire inside a building always feels a little bit more on the living on the edge side. And then Reggie, who's our sideshow performer, she does these really incredible acts with sword swallowing.
Oh, no.
And then, nail in her nose, that kind of stuff. So there's a perfect amount of oohs, ahs, and, kind of watching through the fingers a little bit. But again, the shows are very much intended to be family friendly. And I've watched them multiple times. And if I can get through it, so can your children also.
What I think is really cool, too, is you can break these up, it just seems like, into a couple of different weekends because, sometimes our kiddos get a little bit tired and worn out faster than we'd like. And so it's okay to not cram everything into one day to go and experience exhibits as we can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got a lot to explore. We're 600,000 square feet. So there's definitely people that I feel like the people that maybe don't want to be as adventurous, they can come and do City Museum in an hour or two. And then we have people that put in reviews I underestimated this place. I spent 5 hours there and I still didn't see everything I wanted to do. It just sort of depends on which nooks and crannies you want to get yourself into.
All I know is with 600,000 square feet, I do not want to hear anyone complain about their electric bill no more,
600,000 square feet of an old building.
Right. Well, in your role too, Katie, what's the best part of this? Because to me, you guys have so many unique, ends when it comes to just collaborations with different, local organizations and different regional assets. It's got to make it really exciting and kind of new each and every day for you.
Yeah, we do over 100 events here at City Museum every year between things that we put on and events that we help others host. But we have some really incredible collaborations, one with Regional Arts Commission, and they've helped, connect us with artists that have repainted our spindles going up the big staircase.
That's cool.
They do an underground event with us with these wonderful muralists. So it's great to be connected to the art scene. We also are connected with organizations like KidSmart, and we do back to school drives. So we get to do some more of that kind of community work. It's just really nice to be able to represent multiple facets that we can explore in the community. So we love our community partnerships that we do here.
100%. And now, what's the best way for folks to get more information, not only on, Fright Night at the museum, but also just overall City Museum news and collaboration? Because there's so much fun and creativity that all of our families can, really just do more and more of and just bring everybody together.
Yeah, citymuseum.org, our website has the most information on there. I also highly encourage just checking out our dates and times of operation before visiting, as we're kind of now in those Wednesday through Sunday weekend style operations versus daily like we are in the summer. So make sure you're checking the days for hours of operation. And then our events are listed on our event page. And then if you're ever interested in collaborating with us or partnering with us, honestly, DMing us through our social media is probably the fastest way to connect.
This is awesome. And, I just got to ask, because this is year 4, correct?
Yeah.
What's year 5 going to look like? Because you guys always go bigger and better each and every year. Do you already have the roadmap planned?
Yeah. So year 5 is probably, as we continue to grow in this experience, we want to build more ourselves. So instead of going and purchasing things from vendors, we now want to be in that space where we are creating a lot of our own very unique attractions as well. So like our crew team made these 2 incredible, huge metal skulls that they were able to create on their own. And those are now in the museum. And those are the things that we want to continue to add in. Like, how do we build now instead of purchase?
Well, and I love that too, because it just adds what the city, that personal touch to it, and what I think it's just cool just to think about the generation and generation, the kids that could stop in and go, oh, dad or grandpa or grandma or whoever made them, they contributed to that. And I think that's always been really cool too.
Yeah, we see that tag like on our social media. Whenever we feature like a specific item, we see people like, hey, my dad used to work there. My uncle worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's had a lot of, hands and projects here at City Museum for sure.
Well, and I hope everything goes well with this experience, and families over here in the Illinois part of the Riverbend, stop on over and see you. Citymuseum.org is the best way to get more information, and we'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. Katie, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, CJ. I appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. Daily Show continues on a Thursday morning right after this on Riverbender, Roku, and Apple Podcasts. With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Our Thursday morning continues right here on RiverBender.com. Teresa Reiniger, been on the show a couple of times, friend of the show status, and really just great to have you here as our fall months continue to roll on through. How are you doing this Thursday?
I am doing well, CJ. The weather is changing and I'm loving it.
Well,
I'm just loving it.
With that being said, too, with the weather changing, it's, really that time where people start to come together and you start to see, those outside events and even just inside events, too. But that collaboration and community really starting to take in with, no one sweating it out at 95 degrees. And what I think is really cool is coming up on November the 14th through the 16th. This is a really incredible opportunity to come together with a really select group of folks that are all living a shared experience, this grief retreat. Fill me in.
Yeah, this is my second annual. It's the Emotional Freedom After Loss Retreat. And it's strategically put in the middle of November, right before the holidays begin, because we do know that the holiday season can be very difficult for those that are grieving. Yeah. Last year, the event was for moms and grandmas that had lost children. This year, I've opened it because I've expanded more training. It is open to all grief. So it may be grief that is attached to health or identity or a parent loss or a spouse loss, as well as the child loss, because they're dear to my heart. Those women are, for sure.
And now when it comes to, adding those different components, and you're right, because grief comes in many forms, and I'm glad to see that included. What were your thoughts when you started to go into let's open this up a little bit, and where do you see that collaboration and connectivity taking place through just that one major word, and that is grief, and it really depended on whatever situation we're going through that causes that. How do you see that collaboration taking effect?
Well, I think what's different, what I'm doing with this is because of my training, I know whatever a person's loss is, there's not one loss. There's 2 or 3 or 4 losses that go with that. For instance, loss of, I'll say, a parent. Besides the loss of a parent, now our identity changes.
Yep.
Also, our finances could change.
True.
Our relationships many times change with that as well, because we're grieving and people aren't understanding our grief. So there's many griefs that really, I'll say, encompass that one grief. And so with a lot of training that I've been doing, I know that even if their losses are different, there's some similarities because of the other losses that are encircling that one particular loss. I hope that makes sense.
Oh, it totally does. And, whenever you're looking at the holiday season, and I think, like you said, there's so many folks that are going to go through this year, and I hate to say it, but it's not going to be the best experience. It's not going to be that the Christmas to remember or the holidays to remember. And whenever you set this up so close, especially last year, given that lived experience that you had with this event, what were you hearing? What were some of those conversations looking like and sounding like? Was there a lot of the focus being around, managing just, surviving the holidays and getting through that?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, giving everyone tools for the holidays, what to expect, what not to expect, how to really navigate those difficult party situations with family and friend when we're going into the holidays. The thing that I feel like the women brought out of last year are those tools that we talked about, that we shared with them. But the other thing is the connection that they made. is one of the biggest pieces, is the community that is built there and the relationships that are built that they then have through the holidays and the next year and beyond. To have that person that understands that they can reach out to at 10 o'clock at night, at 2 in the morning when they're struggling, or 6 a.m. To have those connections is key, and it's a big part of the retreat, is bringing these people all together so they have that community that they can lean on, as well as myself and the other women that I have brought in to support and help them.
Well, and I think that that's really, such an important focus on this. And I think another thing that I think we need to focus on too is, I'm sure you're going to hear this so many times, and especially when you're working with folks. And now that this is again expanded into just to encompass that grief concept, how important is it, number one, for folks that are going through that struggle, especially when it comes to, this time of year, not even just this time with the holidays, but it could be just the fact that, maybe you lost somebody, or you're going through this struggle, or you're facing all this grief, and you got anniversaries and birthdays and all these events that you need to be present for. What's the advice? What's that thought-provoking conversation starter that to really get us maybe just to start thinking about, how do we get more present, even through the grief? Is there a way to do it? And is it okay not to be present, when we're going through this battle?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. And I think the thing that sparked in my mind when you said that is take time.
Yeah.
We do not, as a society, take time to grieve. This is perfect for that, to step away from everything else and go into a weekend where you're working on your grief. And I say working on your grief because grief is work. Yeah. It is hard to go through. There's so much that goes along with it. So it's really taking the time, and I'll just say I'm big on this, and I talk about it all the time, is that society doesn't really want us to take time. They want us to get over it. They want us to move on because it puts them in an uncomfortable position to see us upset or struggling or whatever. So they want us to push that down, and we do.
Yeah.
Which is that we push it down. And we don't take the time. So that's the biggest thing, is taking time for yourself and really allowing yourself to feel the feelings that are coming. That's how you heal, is allowing those feelings to come up and taking the time to work on those.
Well, and I think that you hit, on something really too that is so important, is that word time. And I think that time can be different for everybody, just depending on, number one, the situation, why we're experiencing that grief, and just also just who we are as people. And there's nothing wrong with that. And for somebody that maybe is going through that holiday season, or they're going through any part, again, making it just a catch-all, what's something that their loved ones can do if they're seeing a period of grief through their significant other, they know that they're going through one because of, i.e. a death. What's the way to be there? Because, the strain that sometimes that grief causes in our inner circles and our families can be insurmountable.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think for a family, the biggest thing is to just spend time with them. Not giving advice, not giving necessarily guidance, but just being there to support and listen, letting them talk, lead the conversation. We as a society, and especially family members, and I'll say especially moms, we want to fix it, and we're going to say and do all that we can to fix it. It's not fixable.
Right.
Well, we cannot fix someone's grief.
And I think that's something that really is important too, is to identify that the characteristics of the support system, and what their goals are too, but to understand there is no Band-Aid, or there's no super glue that can put that back together. And on the flip side of that too, as somebody that's going through grief, not saying that I am, but if somebody was, what's their job in this, their role? And we aren't saying that you have to get over this tomorrow, because that's never the answer. But whenever they're ready to, whenever they're ready to get back into the full swing of life and getting back into it again, what's that decision look like? What's that role look like? And what's that responsibility look like? And how does it look just overall?
Mm-hmm. Well, first I'm going to say, CJ, we're all going through grief.
That's true. That's very true.
There's no one living that is not going through some sort of a grief.
True.
What I know in all of my training is there's 40 different types of loss, and so there's grief with all of those. And I'm not going to name all those.
But that's just it's just fascinating though to hear that.
Yeah, it could be, even loss of job, home, pets.
Right.
Just, a tornado that we had recently in St. Louis, there's so much loss there, not necessarily of people, but things, identity, space, places. Those are all losses, and we're grieving those. So I lost the question that you said.
Whenever we decide as people, during the grief to say, we're going to go ahead and tackle this, or, what just that look like overall? What's that role and responsibility look like for the folks that are going through that and overcoming?
Yeah. The biggest thing is what I've already kind of said is take time to grieve. When I work with clients, I encourage them to set a certain time every day in their schedule. Prioritize that time to allow your body to grieve. Sometimes when we set that time aside, especially in the morning or at night or both, it allows us to get those emotions out. And so they're not always just, we're not triggered by something as quickly or as easily, because we're setting that time ahead of our whole day to allow those emotions to come. So it really helps with those less what I call grief bursts in the day. So that would be first and foremost, is take time to allow yourself to grieve. The other thing is reach out to somebody. And I will also say journaling. If you Google the best ways to begin to navigate grief, your top two things are going to be journal and talk to someone. And that's what people need to do first and foremost. And I could go into a whole thing about journaling because I'm not a huge journaler, but there's many, many different ways to journal. And so that is something that I teach people, is getting the feeling and the emotion out of your body, journaling, speaking.
And, I think that that's so important too, because I think a lot of times, and not a lot of times, I think that just from folks that I know that are going through maybe some tough times, and just individuals that, we encounter, there's a trust issue when it comes to sharing that information sometimes. And I think that journaling is a great concept for folks. And, Teresa, before we go into the grief retreat overall, we've been having a great conversation so far about, everything that leads up to it. Take me through what you do with living after grief, and how you help folks and how we can reach out to you if this is something that we're ready to start working on and utilize you to get through it.
Yeah, I do many, many ways that I work with people. Some are paid one-on-one coaching. I like to work with somebody at least 3 months because there's a lot there. I really like to work with somebody a year because of what you said earlier. All those milestone dates, especially if it's a loss of a person. There's the holidays, there's the birthdays, there's the day that the person died. There might be anniversaries. There's all the other holidays, Valentine's, Easter. So I like to work a year, but usually within 3 months or so, I can really help and support them. So there's one-on-one coaching. I do some group coaching as well in the area, in person. Those are both, one-on-one is in person or virtual. Group I do in person as of right now. Can do online, but I like the group setting. The other things that I do is the retreat to support and help people. I do the Bereaved Mother's Day event in the spring. And then some free resources that I always like to have those things out. I do talks at the libraries in the area. So you just have to follow me on social media and stuff to see where I'm speaking, where I'm helping people. So those are out there. I help with a lot of nonprofits that have support groups connected to them. So there's many ways to connect with me and get support. And of course, the best way to do that is either on social media, Living After Grief, or my website, Living After Grief.
Well, and I just wanted to touch on that before, we got into any more details. That way, if someone is, going through this right now, we can get them connected and hopefully get them on the right path. And before we go any further, too, just a quick follow-up to that. I'm sure there's so many times where it's not even a holiday that might, or a milestone that is the big monumental, it hits you a moment. How many times do you encounter somebody where maybe it's just going as simple as going to the grocery store, driving by, that one place, and overcoming that? To me, that could be a lot harder than anything else.
That is. There's many, many times I hear from people like, I just went to the grocery store and they loved whatever it is, a certain fruit or vegetable or a certain, brand of hot dogs, I'll say. I mean, it could be anything that brings that emotion up. And you're right. And driving down the street many times, especially when we're going by hospitals and stuff, the last place that we saw our loved one alive, so interstate travel is difficult, so those emotions will hit, and they hit when least expected. And I always share a story of myself. When my mom passed away, it'll be 3 years right before the retreat. And we gathered things. She was a quilter. We gathered all the quilting stuff and we took it to the church. It's going to get me emotional even now. Mm-hmm. I took it to the church and I opened the back of my car and all of a sudden the tears started flowing. I'm like, for gosh sakes, they're quilting blocks. I was like, why am I getting emotional over quilting blocks? Because there's an attachment.
Yeah.
There. So yeah, anything can be triggering at any time.
Well, and that's why I think it's just so important too to have that year with you, and going back into that time, because it truly could be anything. And when you have that full year, you can truly encounter hopefully 90% to 95% of what you would remember by. And now as we go into November 14th and 16th, what does this look like overall? And then also, how do we sign up and how many spots are left?
Those are all great questions. So the event is on, like CJ said, it is November 14th to 16th. So we come early, we come the middle of the afternoon, like 1:30 or 2. So we start there on Friday and we go until Sunday at 11 o'clock.
Really cool.
All meals, accommodations are included. The other thing that's included that, I've been on the show for Bereaved Mother's Day. There's lots included. So there'll be massages, there'll be nature bath, forest walk, there'll be yoga, breath work, EFT, cool. Which is tapping. We're going to make stepping stones and journals. We're going to learn to bookbind and nails and makeup. There's just a lot of extras that I do with people because I love to love on them. I'll just say that.
And it's really important too, because you get to help us understand that these things are good for us, go and take time for ourselves and regardless of what it is.
Yeah. So how people can get registered is the easiest way is to go to my website, Living After Grief. There's a link there. The second link over, I think, says retreat. There'll be all the details there. And then at the bottom, you just fill in your name, your email address, and then that link goes to me. And another email will kick out for you to pay for you can do a deposit or you can pay in full, however that works for you. This is a paid event. And you just heard there's a lot involved with it. It's a weekend stay. It's all your food. So all of that is included. So that's the easiest way to get registered. Or if you need other arrangements made, a payment plan or whatever, I'm one that I will work with people.
I love that about you. That's why I just love having you on.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's like, ooh, this is a little more than I have right now, just reach out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that, because I want you to be there and heal.
Well, and that's really the biggest part. I think that's just so important, is that you really have a true mission to this, and you're truly there to help people help themselves. And I'm glad that you're doing it. And, Teresa, before I let you go, it's just been great talking to you. Thanks for your flexibility. What people don't know is that, we had this a little bit pre-scheduled, and then, my schedule got wonky, and always appreciate your time. Once again, what's the website to stay connected before we say goodbye for now?
Sure. So it's livingaftergrief.com.
Teresa, thank you so much for your time. We'll link everything in a write-up on Riverbender.
Thank you.
Daily Show continues on a Thursday morning right after this on Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show on a Tuesday. I keep forgetting what day of the week it is. It's just like the weather, the time starting to, like 7 o'clock's not really 7 anymore. It's starting to look like it's 10 p.m. out there. And I'm just kind of losing sight of time. And we'll never lose sight of the fact that we are getting closer. And these annual Halloween events, are we at 9 or 10?
This is 9.
This is 9.
Number 9. 9th annual.
It's so cool. So we don't have a furry friend visiting us today. That's okay.
We do not.
Are we still going to be able to experience that on the Halloween event?
Absolutely.
I love this.
We'll have about 100 adoptable pets on Saturday, and everybody's fees are $25.
This is really cool.
So, yeah.
And for everyone that listens on Apple Podcast, I don't know why I looked at the camera when I said this is for Apple Podcast. Then we got Erica and with Partners for Pets, and we got John and Amy with Caldwell Banker Brown Realtors. This has been going on, like we said, this is 9 years now. And let's take folks back to the first year. How did this all start?
Well, Coldwell Banker, the national company, started a Homes for Dogs project. Mm-hmm. We just thought the pets and finding homes for them was a great deal. And so we reached out to different shelters and we paired up with Erica, and we've been working with them ever since. So.
She was the nicest one out there.
Thank you very much. Well, Erica, take me through this partnership on your side of things. How's it all been in the 9 years?
Yeah, it's been amazing, and it's funny because I didn't know that lots of other orgs were solicited for the event, but it was actually my first event as a staff member with Partners for Pets.
Wow!
So it was kind of like the baby, and I haven't really given it up. It's been every year I'm like, I'm handling this event because I typically don't run events anymore. We have a wonderful development manager that does all of our events, and she's obviously very hands-on with this one too, but I won't give it up completely because it's been super fun, and honestly our staff and all of our volunteers really look forward to this event.
Well, and on the flip side, I'm sure that everyone at Coldwell, feels the same way, and the excitement's there, and it's just a fun day to really be a part of the community because, you guys have been busting butt this year. It's been a busy year for real estate.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of our agents do adopt dogs when they're there.
Yeah.
Yes,
as
they do.
volunteers, so that it turns out a good deal for it.
This is awesome.
I love that about them.
And they love picking a pet to sponsor, and they pay for the medical costs, the vetting costs. There's so much money that goes in to get the pet ready for adoption.
No kidding.
So they pick a pet, and their sponsorship pays for all of that to get them ready for adoption.
And they post a picture, and picture with the agent, picture with the dog, and a cat.
Yeah.
So
this is really cool. I honestly never realized that component of it. Now, how many normally sponsor a pet?
I think this year we have probably about 25 to 30 pets
I was about to say 25.
that are sponsored, and that money goes to Partners for Pets to pay all the medical necessities. And then the day of the event, of course, we have lots of fun things to do. So even if you aren't wanting to adopt a pet that day, come out, support them. We have, food and prizes and different things. So, all that money goes directly to Partners for Pets from the day of and all the sponsorships before.
And I like the fact that it's early enough in the month before the trunk or treat.
Right. Yeah.
There was like 3 of these things at one point in time. Now there's 3,000, and I just wish we consolidate. We always talk about efficiency. Let's consolidate the trunk or treats down to a few. Saturday, October the 11th is when we want you to stop by 9136 Lower Marine Road in St. Jacob from 12 to 3. And the best part about this is the $25 adoptions. That is just incredible.
Yeah, for puppies and kittens, dogs and cats. It's very unusual to have them all. So that's the day to adopt.
Erica, you know more about this than me, but I mean, when I adopted a puppy, it was a couple $100.
Yeah, usually your fees are going to be, general rule of thumb.
Nothing wrong about that, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there.
There's a lot of time and effort and funds that go into every pet that you adopt. So it's still always going to be the most cost-effective way to get a new pet. However, a deal is a deal. So you're typically going to, your adoption fee is going to be maybe $300, $350.
Yeah.
So $25 is definitely a bargain. They're fully vaccinated, fully vetted, spayed or neutered, microchipped, all of that good stuff. But also, you kind of touched on it. It's a huge opportunity to adopt, but if you're not looking to adopt, you just want to pet a dog or a cat or get involved, learn more about, how to get involved with the mission of Partners for Pets, or just have a good time with your family. We're trying to keep it open to just the community coming out and
they have a lot of people that walk dogs constantly because they need
many,
exercise. And
absolutely.
It helps
them. So many wonderful ways to get involved, even if, adopting or another pet. A lot of people have pets already, even if that's not in the cards for you right now. We tried to really ramp up the kid-friendly things that we're doing this year. We've got some pumpkin painting. The Troy Police Department's going to come out with their service dog.
That's super cool.
So everybody can meet them. Treehouse Wildlife Center is going to come out with some possums and birds and things.
Well, and what I think is really great too is that at Partners for Pets, you guys do a really good job of vetting to the homes and everything, and making sure it's just a good fit for everybody. And I think that's a really good component of that too.
Yeah, we really try. Back in the day, it was a lot of applications and personal questions. We really just try to focus on who you are as a human, and okay, we've got a pet for everybody. Everybody deserves that love. So it's more of a conversation, but we do. We really enjoy finding that perfect match.
Well, and like we were talking about, it's not just for the adoption. There's something for everybody to come out and be a part of for 3 hours on October the 11th. And what's the trick-or-treating map? I'm kind of nosy.
Oh, the trick-or-treat, yeah. Well, for kids, we have trick-or-treat stops. So they can come out in costume or non-costume.
What defines kid? What defines kid? Okay.
CJ,
we don't care.
Yeah.
Somebody that likes sugar.
So,
we'll just say you're special.
So the kids can go to different stops around the shelter and trick or treat with their little bags.
This is so cool. I love that. Okay, and then what are some of the crafts and games that are going to be a part of this?
Well, like she said, we're doing pumpkin painting this year. We've got little tattoos they can do. There's face painting, and there's a balloon artist there making the balloon animals. That's very popular.
They are so talented.
They're really good. Yeah, and
if you want a balloon, you need to come early.
Is it really a lot?
Oh yeah, that guy's a hit every time he does it.
Yeah, and the kids are like, I'm going back to get another balloon.
Yeah.
My daughter came up to me with, it was some Pokemon, I don't know their names, one year.
How dare you?
I think it was the turtle.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, Mom, check this out. I'm like, that's so awesome. She was
so there's
really
lots of stuff for kids to do, and for the family, there's food. John will be grilling up hot dogs.
I'm the head weenie roaster again.
Look at you retaining the title.
Yeah. We still have the vampire donut donuts and the ghost donuts. So yeah, plenty for people to grab while they're there.
I love this, and there's still so much more to talk about. We talked about the face painting, but what's this wheel for prizes? This is where I find this fascinating. What can I win?
Yes, well, we have 5 amazing gift baskets, cat and dog themed, and so you can spin the wheel and you can win tickets to put in the raffle, or you can win prizes like dog tennis balls, dog flashlights, lots of different things that they can also win. But yeah, there's a raffle, which is another great way to raise money for Partners for Pets, because all the money for tickets that they purchase to win goes to them as well.
Yeah. Right. What I love is the addition of live music this year. You're going to have the Braswell Thompson and Friends band that's going to be out there.
Yeah.
This is super cool.
Yeah.
Are they playing the full 3 hours?
They are. They are. It's actually one of our staff members' husband and his friends. So it's super great. We're gonna get to have some live music, and
I wonder if they'll sing "Who Let the Dogs Out." Do you think they'll do that?
I think we can request it. Yeah.
Do you guys remember that "Where's My Little Dog Gone" song?
Yeah.
That was on the radio forever. Every time it made me sad that someone's dog was missing.
I don't know.
I was gonna say Erica's too young, but you're probably
It was always on the old the AM station. I was like, oh man, that poor little dog. I hope they find it.
I hope they find their dog.
Why don't we do this? You guys get a moment to take a quick break with me?
Yeah, sure.
Let's come back. We'll chat more about the event. A ton more happening. You can eat, drink, and be scary. And I swear, if you guys say we're already talking Christmas, Dollar General had Dolly Parton Christmas already out. Did you see that?
It's never too early for Dolly Parton.
Okay, that's true. It's Dolly Parton. For Christmas, I'll say Dolly Parton is fair all the time. That's fair. Okay, we'll come back. 9:32. I got to pay some bills, and more Daily Show comes your way on this Tuesday next. With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Talk too loud. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy. Standing here today, I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now?
Welcome back, Daily Show. This is the first time I could have turned the mic. It was all good conversation. Normally during the commercial break, that's never like the news anchors, they can turn their mask off and we all just start smoking and talking about it. No, this was all positive. I could have left it up. Hey, getting back into the Saturday, October the 11th, Partners for Pets, and I always say Caldwell. I have this weird tacos, Coldwell Banker Brown Realtors and Partners for Pets. They're ready for their 9th annual Halloween event with a gift basket raffle. I forgot to ask you, what am I winning?
The baskets are a theme for dogs or cats, and they're just full of fun toys for the pets and food bowls and leashes and all kinds of fun stuff.
I need to get in on that because those bark boxes are getting pretty pricey.
Yeah, you got one too? Oh yeah. Well, I said, what's this charge on the card? It's like, it's for your dog.
Well, now mine expects it. When he sees a box, he thinks it's his, and I'm like, son of a... Well, Treehouse Wildlife will be there, and I think they're a really great addition. Yeah. Have they been a part of this before?
They haven't.
Oh, wow.
This is the first year. We have a lot
of firsts.
Yeah, exactly. We decided we were going to kind of ramp it up this year. But no, we have lots of friends at Treehouse. They're a wonderful organization, and so we just reached out to them and said, hey, would you want to get involved? And they love an opportunity to spread awareness for their organization.
They're a
and
great group.
They really, really are, and I feel like our community is super lucky to have them. I always see on the connection pages and stuff, people are like, I found a squirrel or something, and Treehouse is the first to hop in and help out. So they're really, really great.
That's fantastic. And also going to be there again is the Troy Police and their emotional support officer.
with
Selena. Cool. So take me through, you said you guys have started working, collaborating more together?
Yeah, absolutely. Troy Police Department, we've got lots of friends there, but Chris Coyne is actually one of the officers in the building, and he helps in the city of Troy to make sure that everyone's pets are microchipped and registered.
Wow.
So if a stray dog shows up, a lot of times they're going to hit Troy Police Department first just to be scanned, and Chris has that system so they can go home. They don't have to go to animal control, things like that. So it's a really awesome, I believe.
That's super cool. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. Wow. The name of his program is escaping me, so sorry, Chris.
It's a great program.
Yeah, he's got a really, really great program that he's set up, and we work together to do clinics and give microchips out to the community in Troy. So it's been really awesome. But then any animals that do end up at Troy Police Department that need some help, they come into Partners.
Troy Police does a really good job. They're always out there collaborating with folks too. It's cool.
Absolutely. They're a great department.
What I think's really cool about this too is that, with what you all do with the realty group at Coldwell Banker Brown Realtors, is the fact that it's a spoke of every bit of what the real estate industry is, because you're bringing the community together, number one. You're bringing a family together with adding a furry friend, or just, maybe just checking them out for seeing what we're going to pick up later, when it comes to that. But it hits every spoke of that home aspect of what makes a home so special and what makes a family buy that home to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah. Buying a home is such an emotional experience.
Yeah.
And, your pets are almost your kids anymore, so.
They definitely are. Bark boxes, am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and then first-time home buyers, that's the first thing they do. They've been living in an apartment. They can't have a dog there. Well, then they get a house, and they're like, now we can get a dog or a cat, have our own pets. So it works out well.
It's fantastic. Well, and now, what's year 10 look like? Because this is where I find it fascinating. Where we thought we're at 9 now, correct?
Yes.
10's next year.
I guess we're going to have to ramp it up again.
I mean, you guys added so many things. It's like, what do we do? When do you start planning this event?
Oh, well, I mean, over the summer we start outlining things, and Eric and I, actually, to be honest, we start booking stuff right after this event ends, because like the balloon artists, some of those things book up super fast. So
no kidding.
Yeah, so Eric and I even start booking.
I'm in the wrong business.
Right after this event, but a lot of it is just a few months before, because a lot of it, and then we work a few months to add these new things that we do.
I just love what you guys do with it, because there's so many pieces to it that it takes a lot of work, and especially because you guys are always, all of you are busy day to day. You know, it's never what are you doing with your time, Erica? But I mean, you're both in fast-moving industries, and to take some time and really work on something that's for the public, you guys aren't charging admission or anything. You know, it's just a really cool public day.
Yeah, and the agents are great. They volunteered the day of. We have a whole group of agents that come out and work
phenomenal,
the
honestly.
day of the event, and Partners for Pets volunteers.
Well, it's not just the day of. Your agents are putting so much. They're going to be at our facility all day on Friday, setting up for this. They're going to be there all day on Saturday, running the event. And our team is always like, that event ends at 3, and by 3:30, it's like nothing ever happened. there's so many agents there donating their time and helping the cause.
And they always look
really,
to the
really cool.
They always look to the broker to give us something that we can volunteer our time to do, because we want to give back to the community, and it's a great opportunity because a lot
and
of
everybody loves dogs and cats.
Yeah.
100%. That's true. Yeah. Well, and that's how. I mean, honestly, that's if you just start dating somebody, take them to this event. And if they don't like anything, that's the biggest red flag.
There's your sign.
It's time to go. Put them up for adoption.
It's a little bit of everything. I was going to say too, like any new clients that are coming into the Troy community, this is a great event to attend.
100%.
You're going to meet the police department and meet just the Partners for Pets and lots of different organizations in your area to get involved and just get to know the community that you're going to be a part of.
I'm telling you what, Troy's looking great. I mean, there's so much going on in that whole area, and you guys know that, I'm sure, just by all the amount of properties that you see listed too.
Yeah.
Super cool. All right, I got to ask you, because I am a little nosy here. We mentioned the baskets a little bit, but is there one basket that's going to be looked at with favor?
Ooh. I think they're pretty much equivalent, but
okay, that's fair.
Thinking maybe we need to ramp up one of the
Put
one
some
year
feathers on one.
I was like, are we doing birds now?
Why not?
We spread the love evenly. That's how it works.
I like this, man. Well, and the costumes are encouraged, correct?
Sure.
Absolutely.
It's always cute when the kids show up with their costumes.
Yes.
So.
Now, this is an interesting question. Can folks bring their own dog to this event?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know because I didn't know how that would work with the adoptions, or
as long as you keep them on a leash.
Yeah, John.
I brought mine and it's not leashed.
This guy, am I right?
No way. That'd be something like
we were playing catch, and the next thing I go, dog off the leash, dog off. I said, what's my dog?
Breaking rules.
Yeah.
As long as you're not PD there, don't be. Leash laws.
That's right. That's right.
There are pet treat stops as well, so your dog can hit a trick or treat stop and get their bones or their pet treats.
This is awesome.
It's pet friendly.
And John's gonna be manning the hot dogs and the hot dog station. Plus, you get chips, popcorn, and then the vampire donuts. A refresher on that.
Yeah. Well, it's a glazed donut with vampire teeth and little eyes. Yes.
And if you need the teeth to eat, just put them in and eat them. I mean, the corn.
And then
Sponsored by Fix It In.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you guys ever done like a social media contest with the dog and the realtor that sponsors it?
Like a contest?
Yeah, like who gets the most likes, and like Karina gives like 500.
That would be a good idea.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting excited for you.
10th annual. 10th annual. You're giving us the 10th annual.
Writing that down, yeah.
But what I think's so cool is there's so much fun with such in ways, like you don't have, Rush coming in, they just got announced their farewell. You don't have Rush playing, but what I think is so cool, there's so much excitement for a community event.
Yeah.
And that's where I get excited about it, because you're doing this all in your own backyard, where you can meet with the police department and meet with some really great real estate agents to help you find that next chapter if you're looking, and develop that relationship, and also add to your own family. Please stop by. Facility tours are going on that day.
Yeah, we're going to do tours. We have a really beautiful, we really lucked out with our property. We're on a gorgeous 5-acre lot.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
surrounded
cool.
by corn and soybeans.
But we have a facility that we're pretty proud of, and we'd love to show you around. And like I said, if adoption's not in the cards for you, especially with kiddos, it's a great opportunity for a high school student that needs volunteer hours for a resume or a college application.
National Honor Society.
National Honor Society. We do internships. We've got lots of opportunities, even if you're not looking to adopt. So highly encourage you to pop out and learn some more.
What else is coming down the pipeline for Partners for Pets?
We're doing a new event this year at Watershed in Edwardsville.
Oh, cool.
Which is one
That's
of my
a
favorite
great place.
Yes. We're plugging all kinds of nonprofits today.
Love it.
Yeah, Watershed Nature Center. If you haven't been, you need to get there. Amazing place. But we are hosting a dog walk at Watershed on Saturday, November 8th. So that's a new event for us that we're super excited to kind of collaborate with them and do. So yeah, check out Facebook and it's on there.
Awesome. What's the latest from Caldwell? What else can we expect this year? Or how's the housing market?
The market's picking up. That's good. You know, interest rates are starting to drop now, so get more interest. I think things are starting to be a little bit more affordable. You know, they kind of peaked there, and I think now they're starting to drop a little bit, which give a lot of people the opportunity to buy their first home or to move and transfer stuff.
Well, and see, one thing I think it's so important to stress is that especially when you're looking at real estate and you're purchasing your home, I would much rather have a realtor or a real estate agent that is so invested in their community, that does community events and goes and is a part of these things, because they truly know the community. Right. They aren't Zillow in it, you know.
Right.
Going,
Exactly.
Oh, well, this looked good on the MLS, so let's put you there. Yeah. You truly know the community and really can put that family where they're needing to fit, and I think that's really important. What's the number to call to get connected with an agent?
If you go to brownrealtors.com, we actually have 6 offices. So depending on what area you're looking, all our offices are listed there. Or if you want to search for a particular agent, go to brownrealtors.com. Or if you want more information about the event this weekend, go to brownrealtors.com/pet event.
That's where I was at. Look at
that. Thank goodness she knew all that.
We'll see you Saturday, October the 11th, 12 to 3 at 9136 Lower Marine Road. That's what you're going to put into your phone. St. Jacob, Illinois, $25 adoptions. That's just incredible. And then can we talk about some of the animals that are going to be out there? I do get paid to do this show.
Honestly, these guys were just asking me, like, what kind of animals do you have adopted? And right now, our animal care manager does a phenomenal job of working with, animal control agencies all over our area. We have got just a huge, diverse spread of animals looking for homes. We've got kittens of every color, shape, and size. We've got dogs and puppies and adult cats. We've got spicy ones and fun ones and sweet ones and cuddly ones and lazy ones.
That's the nice thing about Partners for Pets, because they know the pets so well. If you go in and you say, I want a cat, I want one who's, more friendly, because some like to just so they know the character of the pets, so they kind of are able to make a match.
Absolutely.
Can I please have a cat that isn't plotting my murder?
or some people are like, I like a spicy cat. I love it. It's like, pet me, stop. Okay. So
my wife's spicy enough.
No, our team is really great at getting to know the animals, so we love to make a match, and we've got lots of animals looking for their match. So,
well, Erica, Amy, John, thanks for stopping by, every one of you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com, and we'll make sure that you can stop by and see us October the 11th. That's on a Saturday, 12 to 3, 9136 Lower Marine Road for this Halloween event. 9th year now, 10th year coming, with a lot more fun planned. I'm excited for it.
Contests.
Taking a quick break, and we'll come back and wrap up the 9. That's right, after this on RiverBender. With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
I'm singing all night long. It's a family tradition.
Welcome back, Bo Cephas for you, 1040. Look who I found on a Monday.
Yeah, this is weird.
It's weird to have this microphone. I want one of those microphone stands that have the spider web. Have you seen that?
No, I have not. Tell me more.
Like a little spider. So like this would be like either here or it'd be like here, but there would be like a little gimmick here.
That'd be
like
fun.
Imagine his here. With like a pole that goes out, no microphone, and then it has the arm, so it's here.
Interesting.
Here. You can just pull it up to you.
That sounds very satisfying to be able to move it around.
That's what they had at the radio. So it's a great gimmick there.
That sounds a good time. No, you can finagle that. I feel like you can build that somehow. Like I believe in you. You can make that happen.
I don't believe in that, Cindy. I am not good at building. I did put together a toilet this past weekend.
Hey.
Well, not. Hold on. I fixed the inside parts of a toilet.
That's pretty good. I was like, hold on a second.
I work really well with porcelain.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah.
What'd you do?
What did I do? I went to a St. Louis Blues game.
Look at that lead-in. See what I did for you? Like,
Thank you.
We're getting pretty.
We read each other. We're getting there.
I'm glad you're
it only
picking up
took
what I'm putting
2.5 years, but we got there. Yeah, no, I went to a St. Louis Blues game, which was so fun. I don't go to Blues games like at all. I went to one before, so I was like, okay, let's go. Let's see what goes on. And I was unprepared. I didn't know the rules of hockey. I didn't even own any Blues gear to begin with, so I just put on a blue sweatshirt and was like, all right, go team. And so that's how that went.
You wore a owl.
I did an owl sweatshirt, overnight warming location sweatshirt. So I had to represent while we were out there in St. Louis.
Were you that close to the ice?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Great seats.
Yeah, it was kind of insane. We were that close to the ice, and it was neat. We were right up against the dugout, I want to call it. I don't know what it's called. The bench. Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
I would go with bench.
Sure, the
dugout's
box.
Baseball. The box.
The
That's
box.
better.
We'll say. I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but we were right next to that. And so my friend, as people passed by, like she stuck her hand out and they high-fived her like they do the little kids, and it was awesome. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
You know, it is cool.
Yeah.
So, right off the bat, you got lost.
Yes, so immediately lost. So driving in St. Louis, not to be all like country mouse in the big city, but I am a little bit like a country mouse in the big city.
But who drew the roads out there?
Well,
you know,
fair.
how much did that guy have to, or woman have to drink whenever they were drawing the roads and all the interchanges, you know?
Yeah, absolutely true. And as evidence, we crossed the McKinley Bridge and we're like, oh my gosh, we're in St. Louis, good for us. And then we took a wrong exit and got back on the Stan Musial Bridge and went back to Illinois. So It was kind of an L. It's fine. It was a mistake, but it's okay. So immediately we were kind of at a rough beginning.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. That's good.
I've done that more than once. I'll be honest with you.
I have never done that my entire life.
Good for you.
No,
I've
just
done
this
it
is
more than
great.
once
That's
somehow.
a first. I've never heard that one before.
It's just like you just do circles in St. Louis and Illinois, and then you come back and you're like, okay, I'm in Missouri. I'm sticking here. So
And so when those silver warnings go out for the missing elderly, it's normally they're just caught in Illinois and Missouri.
Probably. They're probably talking about me. Like, I'm the one they're like, someone's clearly lost. But yeah. So that's how that went.
You were doing a lot. You weren't, but there was a lot of yelling and swerving between lanes.
Yeah, like literally just swerving across traffic as we tried our best to get where we were going. Yeah, I wasn't driving, thankfully, so that was for the best, but I was in charge at one point of the directions, so I was just yelling
That's
out
never
ideas.
good.
Yeah, I was hoping for the best with that.
There's nothing worse than you were driving with somebody as you're the direction giver.
Yes, it's so tense.
But they don't know what their left and right is. Have you ever had that happen?
That's a rough time.
Have you had that happen?
Yeah, that's a rough time.
I'm telling you. And it did, I'm not saying this happened recently.
Yeah.
This isn't like
You're not calling anyone out specific. That's
this
fair.
used to happen, though. And I'm like, how the hell do you not know your left and right?
Well, and
how did you pass
conversely,
kindergarten?
I have the problem when I'm giving directions where I'm the one who messes it up, where I'm like, okay, go left. And they say left and I say right. And that's how that goes. So
Sydney,
I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's fine.
Did you get told you were the problem?
No, but I just internalized it. After we took another wrong turn, I was like, oh my gosh, I suck. And so it was just.
So you were having a breakdown in the car.
I was in the back seat, like rocking back and forth, but it's okay. We made it there. We showed up. We were late, but it's okay. We made it.
At what point in the game did you get there?
So we missed the first 2 goals. So that kind of sucks. But hey, they weren't our goals.
Who were they playing? They weren't our goals.
Yeah, it
they
wasn't.
Were the other
it was the
team's
other
goals.
team.
Okay, so the other team was up 2-0.
I think it was the Detroit Stars. I think. Is that a correct team?
The Detroit Red Wings or the Dallas Stars?
Dallas Stars. There we go.
Bingo.
Thank you.
See,
And look at you. Look at you knowing all the hockey teams. Okay.
I got to.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't realize. Shout out.
Thank you. No, I just, that was good that you remember because
I tried my best.
I don't go to a hockey game, and this sounds terrible. I don't go to watch the sport.
No,
I go
what
to
do you
watch
do?
the violence. I'm not here
You're
to,
not the only
one. I'm not here to watch, a beautiful game. I can do that at home. I want to see somebody throw some haymakers, and I want to see a fight erupt. Like that's hockey.
That was what everyone saw. Like, we were right next to the glass, and they're pretty close to the glass. And and they came and they smushed their faces against the glass, and we're like, oh my gosh.
Did
But
you
everyone
take a
else
picture?
was like, I did not, sadly. Everyone else was like so excited. They were screaming and yelling and like cheering him on. And I was like, no fighting.
Did you hear kill him?
Yeah, I did. People were intense about it.
They are, man. Playoff hockey was nuts. That's why I got yelled. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, there's like 40,000 of us here, and I'm the one getting yelled at about this.
You were the problem, yeah.
I always
What
will
do
be
you
the
know?
one that gets picked on.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry about that.
So, you weren't allowed to walk to your seats during the play because you were so close to the ice.
Is that what's happened?
Well, I don't know. I used to walk around. I'd get up if I'm paying for a nosebleed, pal. I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat. you know?
I don't
Look at
really
the
know.
Jumbotron.
True. I don't really know what happened, but yeah, they like wouldn't let you like mid-period or mid-play walk to the ice or walk to your
because you were
seat.
too close. I bet you because you were near something.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, they wouldn't let us.
I don't know.
So
I've
I
never
was
been
like,
that fancy to be right there.
I don't know. It was a free ticket. I'll be honest with you. So I don't know how it all worked out, but yeah, it was
I thought
interesting.
you got
but
sponsored by him. I'm like,
no,
you're
that would
St.
be
Louis
cool.
Blues beat writer.
Sponsored. I should apply, but no, it was interesting. But they wouldn't let you walk to your seats, and that's like different because I can only compare this to a Cardinals game because I've been to a few Cardinals games in my life.
There you go.
I can at least compare that. And half the fun is like kind of hanging around the stadium and like getting a drink and getting some food and chilling out and that kind of thing. Not the case.
Screaming that John Mazalak is terrible too. That's what one of my fun things.
That's your thing. Yeah, I love that for you.
Can't do it no more.
Yeah. I got that reference. I definitely was a little intimidated by the Enterprise Center because it was not like chill. Like it was like, you got to be careful. Yeah.
Well, and that's good. At least
it's not
you're
a bad thing.
But did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun. No, I had a really good time. I was surprised. I didn't really know what to expect, but I got a kick out of field hockey when I played that in PE in high school. So I was like, this is the same thing. And it's not. It's very different. But it was fun to watch.
Same type of concept.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. Louie, the mascot, walked across the ice, and I was like, oh my gosh, Louie. And it was just a good time. I don't know. I got a pretzel with cheese, and he did not, sadly. I got a pretzel with cheese. I feel a kinship with Louie. Just on a quick side note, me and Louie like this, because here's the thing. I don't know if I've ever revealed this to you, but I briefly worked as a mascot, sort of volunteered as a mascot a couple of times. So
for Southwestern?
Unfortunately, yeah. I was the Paisa bird for a second there.
What did it look like? Did you have like the red bird?
There was like chicken wire in the head. It was very weird. It's like my freshman year, and I was like, it was a full-on costume. My freshman year, I was like, I want to be less popular, and so I joined the mascot crew. And so,
well, can I tell you? Can I share something with you?
No, let's hear it.
Guess who was the mascot at Alton High?
Were you really?
Yeah. I was asked to do it. I did it for a few games, and then I was told that, hey, you're probably losing popularity points.
Yeah.
And then I said, I can still do this though.
You can make it popular.
And, honestly, here's why. Because the guy that used to do it, I'm really good friends with, and he was like the best redbird I've ever met in my life. Oh, Brian was the best. And like, then it was me, and I'm like Ricky Bobby during the first team. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Flapping your wings. Literally, yeah, that was the same deal as the Southwestern Paisa bird. No, but then, get this, then for a while there, I was working or volunteering with the Brighton Library, and I volunteered
I drove by that the other day.
Oh, it's a great place. Yeah. No, I dressed up as Clifford and Pete the cat. So pretty fun for
Pete
me.
The cat?
You will learn this. You have a toddler. You will learn this. This is a new storybook. This is not our age. This is like the next generation's age. Pete the cat is a cat.
He's a weird looking cat. I don't know.
That's mean. I was him. So anyway, I feel kinship with Louie because I was like, I've been there.
Okay, let me be fair. The first book looks a little rough, but he's growing on me.
Yeah, you better be, because you're gonna have to love him one of these days. So
let's do this. I got to reset after that.
Sorry
one.
about that.
It's okay. It happens. 10:50. We'll take our last break. Come back with Sydney. More after this on a Monday.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and it will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car. I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nicello on RiverBender.com.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got the future in your hand.
Thank you. It makes me feel better. 10:53. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Glad that you're happy to be here. Thank you.
Cheers all around.
Did you see that the Queen of Hearts at VFW is up to $26,000?
I need to get in on that.
It's Wednesdays. Go to post 1308 and you can get, I think they're $1 for a raffle ticket, but you got to get the ticket pulled so you can go pull the card.
Okay.
And then if you reveal the queen, boom, there's your 26,000 plus.
That is complicated. There are a lot of rules to that, like a lot of layers.
Like an onion, like Shrek.
Yeah, like it is very...
An ogre has layers.
I'm with you, yeah. No, it is very layered. Like the rules and the chances there are very layered, but like, how cool is that? I mean, imagine $26,000.
You know, was the game layered?
I don't know.
Was there pretty much some complexity?
I don't think I was nuanced enough to pick up on the layers. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, this is fun.
Did you ever see Miracle?
No.
Oh, you've never seen that?
No,
That's a great kid movie. It's a great all-around movie about the 1980, I think, 80 or 82 Winter Olympic hockey team that beat Russia.
Oh, that sounds pretty
good
interesting.
A bunch of college kids took on the pros and just wiped them out. And
I'll check that out.
And then, like, Do You Believe in Miracles? That was the big call.
Oh, I see now. Okay, it all connects.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check that out. No, that sounds layered. That sounds nuanced.
You know, that's what's kind of bad. I mean, Al Michaels went from a call like that where you're going to make all this money.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's it. That is like the pinnacle of sports
nice.
broadcaster.
Yeah.
That's worth all the sleepless nights and not, being around the family and all the sacrifice. And then you listen to the football last year, on Thursdays, and it's on Prime. Hey, did you listen to this?
No.
This legend is sitting here on Thursdays watching the worst football of all time, and he's just trying not to go crazy.
Really?
Oh my goodness. It was like he was just going, it was a whole meme and people talked about it.
That's rough. No, I gotta be honest with you, CJ. This is where you and I differ. You are, you know the sports, you know the things.
I know enough to stay in the conversation.
Well, and good for you. I feel like that's a good skill to have, like that generalist.
Yes and no, until it gets you in some pretty messed up situations.
That's fair. Like a little bit of a fight.
Not a fight, but just like a little bit of like bad situations where you're like, you talk your way into them. Like you start talking about football, and the guy's like, hey, actually, one of my buddies plays for him. You go out there and get a few rounds, and then I'm getting just killed by a linebacker.
Interesting.
That's where you never know where these could go.
Hey, speaking of, how was the Alton High alumni game?
Oh, goodness. Okay, let me tell you something.
Okay.
I have not ran, I'll be honest, in a long time.
Yeah, I feel you.
You've done a lot more physical exercise than me.
And I'll be honest with you, that's not saying much on my part.
So I go out there.
Yeah.
And, I played every bit of but 20 minutes of the game.
Oh, wow.
So I was out there.
That's a lot of running.
The first 15 minutes, well, let me tell you something. There were 2 runs.
Wow.
2 runs.
Okay.
And then the rest was me going,
okay, fair.
And, I look up and there's Jackie in the stand. I'm like, oh my God, she's watching this old washed up, I'm just like, yeah. Well, anyway, every time I missed about 7 shots. I could have scored. Did not do it.
You got that close. That's pretty cool.
At the end of the game, I was getting mad. I'm like, I got to score 1.
Yeah.
My leg stopped working. Okay.
Your leg
I didn't
stopped
even pull
working?
a muscle. It's like my brain just decided that part of the functionality of my body was not going to work that day.
No, I'm with you.
So shuts
I'm
off.
with you.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? Do a little. I'm like, we got to win because we're tied too. Oh man, I'm going. I hit a cracker of a shot. I mean, just a firecracker, and it's smoked in there. Guy saves it right at the end.
No, that sounds so satisfying.
I was really
and then
mad.
so disappointing.
I was really mad. I just thought, this wasn't my day. And then I get off the field, and the next day I could not move.
Literally, we're getting old, CJ.
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that I've not been active.
Yeah.
Because there's 90-year-olds that are a lot more physically fit than I am.
That's very true.
It was a wake-up call. So let me tell you something. The last week, I've been dedicated to the gym, and I'm not doing any of this thing where it's like, well, I'm going to go gain 50 pounds, brother. I don't need to Hulk Hogan my vitamins or whatever.
Sure.
But I can tell you that I'm at least staying to being a better version of myself than I was at the alumni game.
Oh, that's beautiful. Good for you. That's great. No, I love that.
Well, and then
That's a great
Jackie,
plan.
I felt bad for her. She had to be supportive of this. Like, she's like, oh, you look great out there. And like her sister came to, it was great. Oh, you were awesome. And I'm like, no. I thought that I honestly started seeing things because I had that lack of oxygen.
Yeah,
that was that
that's
strong.
rough. That's rough, man.
But next year's going to be better.
You
I'm going
got
to be
this.
more fit.
No, I'm very impressed that you were out there and you did it. So, like, I'm impressed all around. I can't say anything. I don't do much, so.
In all, I think they did a great job, and I hope the alumni game continues for next year because
it's
they brought
cool.
it back this year.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't realize that. What a cool idea.
So, did the Blues win?
No.
Oh.
I'm sad.
I didn't even, I haven't, it's preseason, I think, so I haven't stayed up to date. But you enjoyed every bit of it?
I enjoyed every bit of it.
Did you get to have a few brewskis because you weren't driving?
Yeah, I did. I had a drink and I had a pretzel with cheese and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. What a great day.
$325.
Pretty much, yeah. It was pretty expensive, but it's okay because it was a good time and I never
Any good
go,
fights?
so it was fun. There were a couple of like pushing and like a couple of people, like someone broke a stick. That was kind of interesting, but like nothing,
Yeah, see, I want to see it all. I want to see them jump on each other and just start.
Yeah, nothing that wild. I felt bad for the refs. Imagine being a ref and you're like, first you got to get out of the way, and second of all, you're probably like, I wish I was the one playing, but instead you're like just skating around, hoping for the best.
Yeah, and then what do? I mean, like, I feel like if I'm a ref in the NHL, I'm telling them as I'm pulling them apart, like, feed them an uppercut, feed them a right, feed them a right, and like just getting them to have some. You want to be on Sports Center. I mean, you're already fighting, take the penalty, but make it look good.
Yeah, no, absolutely fair.
Yeah.
You want to be featured. No, that's fair. I get that.
All right, with that being said, Sydney, it's been fun.
It's been a good time.
We'll see you tomorrow. Well, I will. You won't.
You never know.
You never know. Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.
What a one-way ticket back